Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Alex. I am a real estate investor, and I want to make these videos to share with you guys the things I'm learning, the challenges I'm running into, and hopefully you can use this information to accelerate your own journey. So today, I just wanted to make a real quick video on double closing. So, what is a double closing? How do you double close? When should you double close? And when you should not double close? So what really sparked this video is I actually just did a deal where we were basically forced to double close on it. So I can show you actually a picture of it here. So as you can see, it was quite the fixer-upper. Had an agent text me this deal from a drip campaign from REI Reply, and essentially it was a good deal, so I locked it up. But I personally did not have the time and resources right now to be able to handle rehab like that. So my goal is basically just to sell it to another investor. But the issue normally when you do that, you get it under contract, you sign it to them, it's all good. This particular situation, the agent was very, very adamant that there is a no assignment clause in the contract. And a lot of agents have had a bad experience with some knucklehead wholesaler or something like that. And that's why they really associate that with the assignment clause in the contract. So um, that is kind of the point of this video. It's a double closing. It's how do you get around that? Um, so let me actually show you here. So how did I get the deal? I just told you guys, just drip campaign through REI Reply. Had an agent text me it, so we locked it up. What is a double close? So really, you don't have to overthink this too much. It's just two closings, right? So there is the A to B transaction, and then there is the B to C transaction. So you are B. A is the seller, and then you're gonna buy it, and then actually you're gonna flip roles. You're gonna be the seller. You're still B, and you're gonna sell it to C, the end buyer. So A to B transaction and B to C transaction. You are B in this situation. So what it really is you're just going through escrow at the same time on two different transactions. So the morning of whatever closing day it is, you're going to close on it, you're going to become the owner, and then you're just going to turn around 5 seconds later and resell it. So again, don't overthink it. It's just two different closings. Um, how do you actually make this happen? The key here is definitely going to be just get a title company that has already done it or a title attorney that has already done it. If you're going to try to be like coaching your title company on how to do this, it's going to be absolutely impossible. It's going to be a nightmare. So that's honestly a hack in all of real estate. Just partner with somebody or pay somebody else who's already done it, whether that's a transaction coordinator or a title company or another investor or something along those lines, right? So that's pretty much what it is. The only extra step there is you're going to have to come up with the money to buy it because you're actually literally going to own it for about 5 minutes. So, what that is going to entail is probably getting money from like a transactional lender. I used straight line funding and they were really good. Their fees were reasonable. They're very responsive. I would recommend them if they're available in your state. But if they're not, just search transactional lender, my state, and 1,000 of them will come up. So that's what they do. They basically bring the money for like one day, put a loan on the house for like one day, with the understanding that you're doing this double closing. So when should you double close, right? And I kind of alluded to it before. The reason you might want to double close is when the agent insists on the no assignment clause in the contract. And that is going to be the major reason. So a lot of the times you can try to fight that. You can try to, push back on that. But some agents will say like, no, we're not doing this deal if that no assignment clause is not in the contract. So this is one easy way to just get around it. Like, okay, fine, whatever, we'll just do this. And then also there's certain states that have restrictions on assigning contracts. I believe Illinois might only be able to do like one a year. And then after that, you probably have to double close or do something along those lines. One final reason you might want to double close is it can hide your fee from the end buyer. So if you're really nervous that your end buyer might back out of the deal when they see how much money you're making, um, step one would be get better buyers that aren't looking in your pockets because that doesn't affect them at all. But if you are worried about that, you can essentially double close. It would hide your fee. They would not be able to see it, and that would solve that issue as well. So why you should not double close? The reasons not to essentially, right? So it is going to be extra money, so it's going to eat into your fee a little bit more. Since it is two different transactions, there's going to be two sets of closing costs, and you're probably most likely going to be paying the closing costs on the A to B transaction. Also, you're going to have to pay the lender, that transactional lender, their fee, right, for bringing the money for one day. So it just kind of eats into the profit that you're going to make here. And also, it is just slightly more complex, right? Nothing too crazy, but it is just additional moving parts. It's another additional party with the transactional lender. So it is just slightly more complicated, but the main reason is it's really going to eat into your profit. So some quick tips on how you can try to avoid having to double close, right? So just so you know, contracts by nature are assignable. You don't have to have and or assigns. You don't have to have a clause in there that says this is assignable, right? So just arm yourself with that information. Contracts by nature are assignable. So, but what if the agent is insisting on having a no assignment clause in your contract, right? So normally I'll tell them, like, and don't lie, but for me, I have multiple exit strategies on this property. I buy and hold, I fix and flip, I wholesale, I partner with people, I have private money partners. Depending on what exit strategy that I choose, it's going to go into a different LLC. So I need the ability to basically assign this to the correct LLC for me. And then that usually will get past that objection that they have. But if not, then you're just back to double closing, right? Not the end of the world. It just kind of it's going to cost you a couple dollars. So hopefully you guys took something. Like I said, just want to make this quick video on what is a double close, how to do it, why you should do it, why you shouldn't do it, and just to do a real quick recap. The major takeaway here is it's really easy. Just call a title company that's already done it, and that's pretty much how to do it. That'll solve all your problems. So, yeah, let me know what you guys want to see on the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you took something from this.